Hi, my name is Isacc Rose. Nope, messed up already. Hi, my name is Isacc Rose. This is my story, NSEVEN. So my story starts off quite different, rather than most. I want to start before I was even conceived. My grandmother, she had 3 boys. And we're in the 1960s at this point. 1961, her oldest son Tommy, he was 18, he got into a car crash. Fatal car crash, and he died. Due to this, she reacted just as any mother would. Anxiety, nerves, anything a normal mother would have after losing a son. And the doctor told her the best thing for her to do would be to have another baby. So she had another baby, and before the baby was even born, she knew it was going to be a boy, and she knew she was going to name him Sid because Tommy always wanted a boy, and he always wanted to name him Sid. Sid turned out, he's my dad. So she had my dad, and my dad's always lived with the purpose of that through his life, and it's a miracle that he's even here. Then we can move on, and then 1984, my parents get together, they get married. 1988, they have my sister, Ashlyn. 1993, they have my brother, my older brother. And then they have a miscarriage a few years later. And at this point, they don't ever expect to have kids again. They never plan on having any more kids. And then turns out they have me. So the fact that I'm even here is a complete miracle. We think of miracles as Jesus walking on water. We think of miracles as Jesus turned the water into wine. But we don't take into the fact that we are even here is a miracle. The fact that you're here is a miracle. And so I want to say all that before I get into my story. During the pregnancy, the doctor gets to him and says, turns out there's 2 of them. It's twins. So I'm a twin. We're born, and I'm the oldest. My twin brother Eli was born 1 minute after, and 1 minute after I was born, my life would change forever. Eli was born, he has Down syndrome. And if you do know a Down syndrome person, you know that they're the most loving people that you can ever find. And so many times I say, God, did you put Eli here for me, or did you put me here for Eli? And the answer is both. There's so many times through my life that I look at Eli and he's the most loving person out of everyone. And I could sit here and spend forever talking about my brother Eli. But there's other times that nobody can quite understand Eli other than me because I am his twin. So we, sharpen each other. Growing up, I was always in church. Every time the door was open, whether it be Sunday school, Sunday morning at church, Sunday night, Wednesday night, youth groups, youth camps, church camps, Bible school, whatever you can think of, I was there. And I enjoyed that. And my dad, he's been serving as a deacon at our church since it was formed. He's almost been a deacon there for 40 years. So my church plays a major role in my life to this day, and it always has been. And then getting into my adolescent years, once I hit the age of about 11, I deal with a lot of death, and I probably lose, 5 or 6 family members in a matter of, 3 or 4 years. This part of my life really, I think, shapes me into who I am today. I lost uncles, grandparents, cousins, and it just, that part of my life, showed me that we're just passing through. I remember my uncle sitting on his deathbed saying, without any nerves or anything, just saying, I'm good, I'm just passing through. And while I was only probably 12 years old when he said that, it really stuck with me to this day. And there's so many times in my life where I realized, we're only here for 75 or so years. We got to make the most out of it. So when I was 14, I got saved. On August 20th, it was the day before the solar eclipse. I got saved at church that Sunday. It was the greatest day of my life. And from that point, I really got on fire for the Lord for that next year or two. Just on fire in the Word, wanting to know more and more and more. And then through high school, I played basketball and baseball. Really involved with sports every single day of my life. I was practicing or playing either one or two sports on a lot of days. I was playing both. I was president of multiple clubs, part of multiple clubs, and I was just go constantly. And although I'm not going to say I fell into a necessarily super sinful way during that time, I for sure wasn't resting and being patient and just listening to God and sitting there and listening. I was just going all the time rather than just listening to Him all the time. And there's so much to that. There's so many times we need to just sit still, and really I wasn't sitting so still in them moments. I was thinking about what I did that day, what I'm going to do tomorrow, what I can do in my sport, and I had so many things on my mind when I needed to just sit still and listen to Him through all that. Then my junior year of high school, COVID happened, and that was a perfect time to sit still, sitting in the house doing nothing really. And I really regret not getting in the Word more, praying more, getting to know Him more during that time, because it was a perfect opportunity for us to just sit still and listen. Rather, without church, I was doing a Sunday school lesson virtually with my dad through that year, and other than that, that's really all I was getting fed spiritually. Probably the least spiritually fed I've been, and that's my fault. I wasn't going out and reading my Bible, talking to Him as much as I should have, and had a perfect opportunity, but I just was not intentional enough for that opportunity. So then we get into my freshman year. I decided to come here to KWC. Great decision, one of the best decisions of my life. We get into my freshman year of college, and I would say that that's probably the most lukewarm I've ever been in my life. Once again, I'm not going out and partying and everything, but I'm just not simply on fire for the Lord like I should have been. I just wasn't diving deep into the Word, nothing much. And then on December 10th at 11:07, the tornado ripped through my hometown of Bremen, killing 11 people from my hometown of 185 people, paralyzing multiple people in my town, and damaging hundreds of houses and destroying houses. And the night of the tornado was really a wake-up call for me with my walking life with God. I remember that night, after the tornado hit, I run outside, and I had put my car in the garage prior to the tornado. Run outside in our garage, which was offset. It's offset to our house, and was offset towards our house, towards the tornado, had been destroyed, and the garage was on top of my car, and I start going crazy. I start crying. I don't know what to do. My car, I'm thinking it's been totaled, and at this point, I'm unaware of how bad the tornado was. All I knew was it had destroyed our garage and was on top of my car. which I loved, I thought. And I remember just so torn up. And then just a few minutes later, we get a call that one of our neighbors had, he was under his house, trapped. Then I get a word a few minutes later that friends have passed away from the tornado. And as soon as I heard that, I felt so guilty. And I felt like God slapped me right across the face and said, you were worried about the materialistic and things in life when life is so precious. And at that moment, I thought, wow, we are only here for a short time and we can be gone like that. And I was worried about my car while my neighbors are literally losing their lives. And you never know the day or the moment that might happen. And it just was a complete realization to me. And once that happened, I started diving deeper into the Word, and I got a verse. I'm going to read Matthew 5:16, and it's really my life verse. I love reading this verse. It's my favorite verse in the Bible. And it says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. We're only here for a short time. We've got to let our light shine. You never know the moment you might go. You don't want to regret not letting your light shine through your life. So, I'm going to leave you with 3 things. We need to believe in Him. We need to trust in Him. We need to let our light shine. If we do them 3 things, then we can let God do the rest, and everything's going to work out. I know my story is a little different, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. All right.